Okay. So yesterday we discussed about installation. Today I'll just give you a brief on the Python side so that you will feel comfortable, right? So once the drive is created this weekend, you will get access to the Python recording. But I'll just give you a brief. Monday onwards, when you connect, we'll start with pandas, right? Okay. So I think many of you already know Python, but this is only for people who are completely from non-programming background. The idea is you can go through the recording by yourself only for the core Python part, but I'll give you a brief so that you will feel comfortable, right? So Python is a very popular language because it is very easy to learn, right? So if you have seen languages, there are like lot more powerful languages are there, right? Like Scala and all. But that is not very popular because it is little difficult to learn, right? So the first thing is ease of learn. Python is the most easiest language to learn, and especially for artificial intelligence, the language is Python, right? Why? Because we use lot of maths, and for every math you will find uh, like packages are available or functions are available. You just need to call the function and use it. You no need to write maths from scratch. And for everything you have basically a package available in Python. For statistics, you have package. For machine learning, you have package. For deep learning, you have package. So also it has it also supports web framework. So if you see, like, what is the goal? You created a ML application. The goal is to create an application, right? You have built a model. Then if the client is very happy with the performance, then next thing that they will tell you to do is deploy. So you need a front end, right? So you cannot write the model in one language and the front end in other language. You can do that, but integration will be again a challenging thing. But Python supports everything. You can create the complete backend can be Python, and very good companies like Microsoft, Netflix, their backend is built on Python, right? So Python is a very powerful language to build backend, and front end you can use anything like React or CSS, JavaScript, and then easily you can integrate. So it has its own full web framework, like fast API is there, right? It has support to Django, it has support to Flask, right? All of this web framework. So you basically what Python will give you end-to-end everything. And if you're going to deploy, I think big data support is also there. Let's say the data is very big, then you can write your code using PySpark. So what I can tell you is it is all in one, right? Like whatever you want to do in AI, you will feel Python is so mature, and it is like most used language now after the boom of AI. So I think this is the reason we are learning it, and this is a mandatory thing. This course is not a non-coding course, right? This is a fully technical course, and coding is very much important part, right? You have to learn Python, but not everything. So, I mean, like the web framework, you can skip because anyway, we are not web developers. I mean, that you can skip, but otherwise the core Python concept, core Python means what, how to create a variable, what is function. I will not go detail just to make you comfortable. I'll just touch the points, like touch the topics so that you can go through the recordings and learn. My topic will start from the data science, Python for data science. We'll start with pandas when you connect on Monday. Few basics. If you want to install any package in Python, the command that you will use is pip install the package name. So what is the package name? Whatever you want to install. Let's say I want to install NumPy. NumPy is a package. Whatever package you want to install, you can directly call pip install the package name. Just give me 1 minute. And you can see requirement already satisfied. So that's the advantage of using Anaconda. Anaconda has installed all the important packages for you. NumPy is one of them. Like this, lot many other packages already are installed. Okay. Now, how to, once you have installed any package, to use this package, you need to import the package. Import NumPy as NP, right? So whenever I have imported, it means the package I have loaded into memory, right? So, so whatever you are looking, the outputs we are storing in memory. So we are importing first the library, and then once we have imported, how to understand all the functions available. I want to list down all the functions available inside this particular library. So what I will do is I will write dir of the package name, right? And what it will do is all the functions, like you can see there's a long list. We are not worrying about the functions, but just to know how to list down. So dir of function name, sorry, dir of package name will list down all the functions or methods available within that particular library. Now, once you see this, let's say you want to use any particular function and you are not sure how to use it. So you will write the package name dot the function name. Let's say I just want to use a function, array function, and I can also write like tab. Let's say spelling I forgot, right? Array A double R A Y or A double R something, right? I don't know. So ARR and hit enter. Sorry, hit tab. So what it will do is all the functions which are starting with ARR will be listed. And that is the advantage of using IDE, right? Now, I have just used the function array, but I don't know what is the parameter this function is taking, what it is returning, what this function is doing. I have no idea. And like this, you will face a lot of so when I was taking classes in the initial, not initial, but even so like I have taken a lot of batches. So few batches, the people basically who started data science, learning data science by themselves or from somewhere newly. So what they will do is they'll try to test the intelligence of the instructor. So what they will do, they'll try to ask different functions. For example, what is this function is doing? What is that function is doing? So not me, you ask anyone, nobody will be knowing because it's the ocean. When you are in NumPy, you will think, okay, I know a lot of things. But when you go to deployment, you will see how vast it is. Not me, it is not possible for any human being to remember, and nobody can answer. So always AI is a path where you have to be go alone, right? No instructor, nobody can help you. So they can just tell you the things, concepts, but a lot of the things you need to explore yourself. I think it's not a spoon feeding course. It's not a Python course that I'm teaching. There is a standard syllabus. Okay, go this, that, and done. It's a very vast syllabus, and every package itself is ocean. And you can see, I mean, I'm not joking. This is what NumPy package has. So don't panic. We really don't need all of these functions. Maybe hardly 10, 15 functions from this we will be using. But having said that, every library is like that. So this is just one example. We will be learning NumPy, Pandas, and then visualization library, Plotly, and then we'll go to machine learning. Again, in machine learning, we have different sections. Every section has its own algorithm. Then we will go for deep learning. Deep learning also is of different types. Every deep learning type has again bunch of algorithms. There are a lot of other sections like statistics we will learn, and then we will understand how to Docker and other things that we will learn, and then we will containerize it. Git and GitHub we need to learn, and then we need to go to cloud we need to learn, and then we need to deploy. So it's an end-to-end process, and there are a lot of things, and you can keep adding, and adding. It's never ending. So for example, after you complete this, you go for generative AI. In generative AI itself is the ocean. Text is there, image is there. What you want to focus in text? I mean, there are a lot of things. In image, a lot of things. Again, that is like different deployment stack. So you need to understand a lot of things. So what I am telling you is, don't try to ask this kind of questions to anyone. Nobody will able to answer. For example, what is this set print for options will do? What is this shares memory will do? There are 10,000 plus functions. If you take the whole syllabus, and nobody can tell you what will be able, but how to learn then? What is the trick? The trick is important functions you can learn eventually, because that is so important. Any project you are doing, similar kind of functions, mostly you will repeat. And those functions, obviously, you will remember eventually because of practice. A lot of the times when you call the same function, you will know the functions. And later, when you need something very specific, you can backtrack. So you search which function can do your job, and then you will learn that function. Not everything is important. So when the syllabus is very vast, to the point learning is very important. You cannot learn everything. Whatever is important, you learn. Whatever is not important, you skip, right? So, okay. So now what I'm trying to tell you is how to take help. And this is a very important point. Every time when you are using a new function, you will not be aware of the function return, the function parameters. So it is a self-learning type. So what you need to do is question mark, that is help, and learn and run. So when you do this, you will see that it has all nice documentation available. You can see what is this function is doing. It This function will create an array. What are the parameters it is taking? These all are the parameters. Every parameter description is mentioned. You can read this, and then you go down, you will see examples, how to use this function. And I think with this, you should able to know what this function is doing. And now, once we have understood, let's say I want to try. So maybe what I can do is maybe I can just copy any one of this example and try to learn this function. And then if I run, I'll see some output. Right? So what I have just now told, this is just for one package, but the same thing you can apply for any other package. Let's say instead of NumPy, it is pandas. So you just import the library, right? You want to understand more like what all functions are there, dir of the package name, right? Which will print all the functions available, right? So these are the functions available inside pandas, right? And then any function you want to use, you can just call the function and then take help. Pandas dot, let's say util you want to use. Pandas dot util and then take help. And like this, you will keep learning. Okay. So actually to date time, let's say I am understanding read state or read table. So whatever function you want to learn, you can just take help. So this help, you can have two options. So one is your question mark and other also is there. So you can just call this function called help and pass module name dot function, right? This is also same. So you can ask help function. You can call help function or you can just write a question mark. Question mark is only for Jupyter. So this is universal. So help and the function. And in VS Code also you will get the code help. You just click there and you will see the complete description of that function. That is a good feature in VS Code also. So IDE will help you to understand your function, parameters and everything. Okay, fine. Now you understood how to take help. Now, these are very basic things. I think every time you install, this is needed. So now you have this in import and everything like basic is clear. Then let's go to the fundamentals. What is fundamental? So any language you learn, not only Python, you learn C, C++, Java, Scala, R, Python. So there are some fundamental things that you need to know. The first fundamental thing is variable. Can anybody tell what is a variable? Any idea what is a variable? Okay, let me explain. So variable is basically, it's the memory location which holds the value, but which holds the reference, which contains the value. But I don't want to make it super complicated. So variable is a container which holds the value to make it simplified, right? Actually, variable is this. In Python, this is how, let's say if I'm writing a is equals to 10, right? So let's say I am not using my pen, so hope that is okay, right? Okay, a equals to 10 means we think, okay, this is a memory location. Let's say the location is 1024 and this location is containing the value 10. No, this is not true. Actually, this 1024, if it is containing 10, this is another memory location. Let's say 2024, which is a pointer to this memory location. Pointer means what? This contains the memory reference or basically location which contains the real value, that is 1024. And this is A. This is A, right? And this is referring to this. This is A. Now, if I write B equals to 10, what will happen? B is another memory location. Let's say this is B. Let's say this is 3024, right? And here it is B it also contains the same memory address which contains the real value. So it is also pointing the same, right? So if I will write b equals to 20, now the pointer will be somewhere else. So this is how the variable works basically, but I don't want to make it super complicated. So just remember, variable is nothing but something which is containing or storing the value. It is there in every language. In Python, it is dynamically typed. What do you mean by that? So when you create a variable, you just need to write the name of that variable and assign value. I think it's very easy for the user because user is not writing the data type. You're not writing int of variable 1 or float of variable 1, right? Or something like that, right? The data type you're not writing, just the variable and the value, right? Okay. So this is how you will initialize your variable in Python. Variables are dynamically typed means I can, let's say, also store anything that I want, like float or number. If I'm storing number, it is a number type. Float means float type. String means string type. So strings, double quote or single quote, both are same. You just write whatever you want to store within double quotes, and that will become what? That will become a string. So far, any doubt? Is it clear? Any question? Okay. So whole class is silent. So I just, so is the Friday effect? So is it clear? Any question? Any doubt? So far, it's a very simple concept. So Sanjeev, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Just one question. Which is the best practice to use? Single quote, double quote?
No, anything you can use. There's no best practice. So both are same. Double quote or single quote, anything you can use. I mean, it's up to you what you want to use. Both are same, right? Okay.
Generally in IT industries, right? Yeah. Mostly use it, right? Double quote, right? Other language like Java, C Sharp, they are where they are using double quote.
Yeah, you can use double quote. You can also use single quote. In Python, it is
Mm.
does not matter, right? Okay. So now once you have this variable concept clear, next thing is your loops. So there are three different loops that you need to learn: while loop, for loop, and if else loop. Let's start with if else loop. Already you know, I mean, it's a conditional checking. So if you want to process a block of code, if a condition is satisfied, I think then you should use if block. If 5 is greater than, let's say, 3. This condition I'm checking, and if this condition is true, then I'm doing something. So this is the block of code I'm writing. Right? So you can see the syntax in Python is a little different. In other languages, normally we use curly braces, right? But in Python, there is no concept of curly braces. So you have to, whenever you're starting any block, you need to write colon, and then you just need to give some space. Automatically, it will be taken care by the IDE. You just need to focus on coding. Space and all, IDE will take care. Yeah, so I mean, this is how the syntax is. So any block colon, and then you have to give some space. So if something, and then you are, so only one time it will check the condition, only one time. If it is a true, then only it will execute. If it is false, it will come out of the loop. Now, let's say I have this statement. Another condition also I'm checking. Let's say 9 is greater than 4, right? And then this is another condition. So first condition is if, any other condition you're checking, then elif. And finally, you can write your else block. So I'm just writing I am in elif. Can anybody tell me what will be the output of this code? What will be the output? Any idea? Yeah.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah. What will be the output?
First one. Hi, I am in if.
Yes. The output will be hi, I am in if. Right. So it will not be like I am in elif. It will not like, Okay.
Yes.
Let me tell you what is the logic. Logic is you check the first block, right? So if it is true, you execute this, and from here you exit. Don't even look at the down code, like whatever is there, right? Doesn't matter. Even if this condition is true, because you have already exited here, it will not be executed. But let's say this condition is false. If this condition is false, let's say instead of true, if this condition is false, then only you will come to this block and check. If this is true, you exit here. If it is false, you again check. True, exit, false, check. True, exit, false, check. So until and unless, like wherever it is true, you just execute that block and come out. You don't even see whatever is there down. Wherever. So first if false, check the second L if false, check the third L if true, execute, come out. And only one time you're checking. I think that's the logic, and I think it's very simple logic. Every language has this if else concept. So that's like one time checking. So now if you want to execute a block of code until something is like not false, so in that case you have to use while loop. So let me give you one simple example. Is a counter equals to 5, and then please go out, everyone. So if counter is greater than let's say counter is so let's say the condition is sorry, the counter is greater than 2. What you're trying to do is print counter, and then what you're trying to do is counter is equals to counter minus 1. Okay, so can you tell me the output of this code? I mean, if you have used while loop in any other language, can you tell me the output? What will happen here?
5, 4, 3.
Yes, 5, 4, 3. Correct. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm just counter equals to 5. So what is this while loop will do? What is the difference, if and while? So the difference is if will check the condition only one time. True, execute, false, check the next block. But while will keep checking the condition until it is false. Means what? For example, first it is 5. So it has checked the condition 5 is greater than 2. It is true. So it will enter into the loop and do all of this execution. Now counter becomes 4. Again it will check. Again the condition is true. It will execute. Counter will become 3. Again it will check. It is true. So it will execute. Counter is 2. Again it will check. Now this time it is false. So it will come out. So what is the logic? Check, true, execute. False, come out. So until it is false, you will keep executing the while loop. That is the difference between if and while. Otherwise, the same concept, checking condition and executing. True means you execute, but not once. Until the condition is false, you will keep executing while loop. Okay, so this is our like if and while. So what about for loop? For loop is you know how many times you want to repeat or you want to execute a block. It's not condition checking, it is a repetition. Iteratively, if you want to execute, then you will be using for loop. So for the syntax is for I in a range of, let's say, for I in a range of 14, or let me keep it simple as a 1 to 20, right? So I in a range of 1 to 20, right? Okay, there is an announcement like because this class, if it is continuing in weekdays, we have this weekend free. So I'm planning to start a new generative AI course. I think I'll update you the dates. Mostly it will be September first week on weekends, right? So first week will be demo. So I think by September 10 or 15, we will have classes. I'll update everything in the WhatsApp group, right? about the exact timing and link also I will share about generative AI. So that is a different class. I'll update about the Gen AI codes. The syllabus is also updated. A lot of things has been changed. I'll update about the codes maybe in the coming week. Next week, I'll share the link and the course content, right? Okay, fine. So coming back to this, so for I in a range of 1 to 20, what I'm trying to do here is let me first write down and then I will explain print I, right? Okay, so one question I want to answer, yes. So do you have data science and ML knowledge for Gen AI? So the plan is once you have joined this MLOps course, by the time the Gen AI course will start, right? Anyway, the Gen AI is, independent module. You need some reference from this MLOps course, but not in the starting. When we go to fine-tuning models, and at the end of the part and end of Gen AI, you need some concepts from ML ops, because there also you need to do the ops, right? It is LLM ops. Any application you build, you think it as a software, right? So you need to deploy it, you need to evaluate it, you need to fine tune it, or basically improve the performance. So during those time, you need a lot of things you need from this MLOps course, because if you just take the Gen AI course, you can understand 80%, 90%, right? It's not like you will not understand anything, because that is a completely separate module, and it is on deep learning, and I will teach deep learning from scratch. So when you join from day one, I'll first teach you deep learning, and after that only we'll move to Gen AI course, right? But the problem is you will still, if you don't take this MLOps and directly join Gen AI, 80 to 90% you can easily understand without taking this MLOps course. But the rest 10 to 20%, I think you definitely need MLOps concept, because in this course you have seen, I have updated the syllabus from your batch onwards. See, the idea is not to attract you adding lot of things. The idea is going in depth. So that is what I have changed from your batch onwards. So you have seen only 10 modules, but every module will take lot of things, and the content is very different. Like we are focusing on feature selection. We are focusing on outlet detection. Nobody will teach you. They will teach you traditional ML and then they will switch. But those are very important. Whenever you go for interview, they will ask you how you have cleaned your data. Nobody nowadays is asking you coding question from modeling, because they know code can be generated automatically. But pre-processing is something which needs your talent. So a lot of questions from cleaning, data cleaning, like what is feature selection, what algorithm you have used, what is outliers, how have removed outliers, and all that thing they are asking. So that's the reason focus more. So what I'm saying is, this is a package, and if you really want to become expert in AI, both are equally important. Gen AI is an independent course with some dependencies in MLOps. Without MLOps, 10-20% you will not understand. And those 10-20% are the most important part of Gen AI, because 80-90% of the time, whatever videos you are watching, those all are just hype. When you go to real ground, see, currently I'm working on one of the project. I'll show you. Okay, this is my current. Just let me show you. I think you will understand what is happening in real time and why I'm saying this. So this is the project by Kevin Dunnell. He is a MIT PhD student. Okay, and we have a partnership with MIT Lab. So basically, the thing is, I'll tell you the context, but let me first show you. So this is the project. I think you can go through and learn. This is a knowledge graph. Knowledge graph in the sense, it's a knowledge base. They have used LLM, LangGraph, and a lot of things. Along with that, a lot of concepts and everything. So what I'm trying to tell you is, whether it is generative AI or it is ML or any application, it is a software, right? Ultimately, you need to build a software. So 80 to 90% of the time, 80 to 90% of the time, it will hallucinate. It will not work. And fine tuning is a most important part. If you don't know that, I think Gen AI is still incomplete. And for fine tuning, you should know how to, like fine tuning means retraining the model, right? So you have never trained model yourself before. It will be very difficult for you to understand what I'm saying in the class. Even though you will understand deep learning from scratch and you will see building few things from scratch. But okay, let's say fine tuning you will understand. But what about evaluation? Evaluation you will learn in ML, right? So model evaluation, mostly it is different, but for many cases it is same. Like let's say you are building an image classifier using Gen AI model. So same accuracy metrics you will use, like confusion metrics, classification report, which you will learn here. So that 20%, what is the dependency, right, is the most important concept, without which it is incomplete. Deployment. So you have to deploy anyway, right? In LLM codes, I am not taking care of the deployment because here I am teaching the deployment. There I am not actually teaching the deployment part. But if you look at this, it's a combination. I'll tell you what all text. So what is this? This is a very nice project. So the ask is, can we build it in-house? The code is already there, but everything is it's a very huge code base. You understand, it's a PhD work of an MIT student. And the ask is to replicate the same in our environment, right? So that's the ask. And this is what is company is expecting. And I'm the project leader. And this is what company will expect from you when you join as a Gen AI engineer or basically data scientist. So you understand how depth knowledge is required. So in this case, this application, if you want to build, the front end is created using different frameworks, and the back end is created using Python Fast API. And then they have a complete GitHub repository, the MIT license. You can go through the code yourself also. It's a very nice project. You just upload your data and you will see. I don't want to go through the project, but what I'm trying to tell you is real time is very different than what you have heard here. So if you really don't know the things end to end, I doubt you can perform. Like it's everything is required, all the knowledge is required. So sometimes it can be a simple, if you look at this, you must be thinking, oh, it's a great Gen AI application, but Gen AI is just, I will say, 30%. 70% is different things like evaluation, fine tuning, model, some statistics, deep learning, core concepts. Lot of things are there. Then only you can build application. So what I'm trying to tell you is AI is vast, and if you're learning, so there are two purposes of your learning. Number one is you just want to see what is AI, just because you are a leader and you just want to know the terms. And in that case, I think it's okay. You can take MLOPS or maybe Gen AI, any one course. You will be familiar with the AI terms. And maybe understand the concepts at very high level. But if you want to jump into the field and want to code yourself, want to kind of deliver the output, I think it's a package. You should learn both. Equally important. I mean, both is important. Gen AI is important. Machine learning is equally important. Till today, 60-70% of the projects of any company is, which is basically structured data, semi-structured data, is on ML, right? Not on unstructured. If it is unstructured, then only you will go with Gen AI. For structured and tabular data, see, I'll tell you the problem with Gen AI. So they have shown us a nice project, but we cannot use it. Why? When you go through the diagram, like architecture diagram or system diagram, you will understand everything is processed in backend server is there, and then OpenAI, they're sharing data, and they're storing the upload data in GCP. So yes, we can use it. So what company has done? They've given the task to build it in-house, right? And what I'm trying to tell you is, I think when I will try to build it in-house, there are a lot of challenges. It's not about building the backend. Building backend is the most easiest thing, but you have to build the front end, you have to add the security, a lot of things. It's a combination of Gen AI, machine learning, and engineering, right? I mean, data science, Gen AI plus engineering, all together, you can build a product. Obviously, you are not the only one in the team. There will be support members from CI/CD. like DevOps team, from software engineering team who can help you. But what I'm trying to tell you is you never know what will come to you. And knowing one thing will limit you, you will have a limited options available. You cannot really tell you can't do a project which is assigned to you, right? It seems very bad in your profile if you say your manager is telling you, can you build this? And you say no, and you are hired as a data scientist. So that is your role. That is your job responsibility. You cannot deny that I cannot do it, or I can do only this kind of project. I don't know that. I don't know Python. I don't know the ops part. I cannot deploy. So these things will show a lot of negative things about you. So they are expecting everything and you have to be prepared. By luck, if you crack interviews also, this is what you need to face. And I'm talking about good brands. Startups, if you're joining, I think they are building something from scratch. So even more pressure you will have. So what I'm trying to tell you is both are equally important. That will make you stronger. So you decide what you want. If you just want to see the terms at high level and just see what is AI and all that, you are not going to change your domain. You want to stick to your domain. But having said that, you should have some understanding about AI because everyone is talking about AI. Then you should join any one of the course. And I will prefer you can join only the Gen AI course. You can leave the MLOPS completely. And I think that will be helpful. But if you really want to jump into the field and start contributing, delivering, want to switch your career into AI, then both of these courses, along with this, actually additional courses are also required. Like if you have some time, go with Spark, or maybe at least you can go with the GCP cloud platform. And I predicted it is happening. I converted my AWS to GCP, and you can see like GCP is booming right now, especially for AI. I have seen a lot of the companies are moving towards Vertex AI, and this complete application also is built on GCP. So GCP and Azure will be there. Microsoft and Google will always be pioneer in AI, right? Other services are fine, but I think GCP and Azure, if you can master, I think for Gen AI, both are very nice. Azure OpenAI and GCP has Gemini. So both are competing with each other. So any one of this, I mean, AWS is good, but they don't have any in-house LLM which can compete with OpenAI and Gemini. That's the reason I predicted that AWS, especially for GenAI platform, even though they have a lot of tool support, but
Amazon Q is there, right? Amazon Q.
Amazon Bedrock is there. They support a
No,
lot
no,
of.
Amazon Q, not Bedrock. Bedrock is for
I have,
like
yeah, Amazon Q I have not used, honestly. I am into GCP, Vertex AI, and Azure. And recently I have attended this conference. I think this is a famous conference. Anyone attended this Analytics Vidya conference? Last.
I know analytics Vidya, but haven't attended.
Yes. Analytics Vidya, this data hack summit, right? So this conference I have attended. So this is one of the most I am being a participant for last 7 years. Every year I attend. So you also attend this one, and they all there are a lot of things. So it was a 4-day workshop, right? Not workshop, but a 4-day thing. And every project that I was going through, like all the, and lot of the you have seen this fractal co-founder, they launched by the AI in this conference. The lot of all the speakers are actually co-founders, and very like Spacey, you have used Spacey, it's a library in Python. We'll learn about Spacey, but the library creators were the speakers. Co-founder of Fractal, co-founder of a lot of Raga AI, co-founder of a lot of startups. They were the speakers. So they were talking about the applications, what they're doing in Gen AI. The entire conference was on Gen AI. And I have seen
Yeah,
there is a lot of, yeah. So, I mean, nobody have used, no one, not even a single talk. I have attended 30 to 40 talks, and all the talks that I have attended are given by co-founders. So these are very high level people. Every talk, whenever they're going for deployment options, they're either going with cloud services like GCP or Azure. I have not seen even a maybe I have missed, but honestly speaking, nobody was talking about AWS deployment. Yes, model is different and deployment options are different. Model means you can use three models are very famous nowadays. Like Claude is there, and then you have this GPTs, and then you have this Gemini, like from Google, and then there are Mistral and Phi, and there are a lot of models. So that is a different. I'm talking about deployment, cloud options, especially for AI. I am speaking, not overall. Yes, overall, AWS is the market leader, but if you take only with respect to AI and Gen AI, especially, you will see. I have seen, and with confidence, I can tell you after attending this interview, almost even my company is going with Azure, and my friend's company I talk, they are also going with Azure or GCP. So, and this is a MIT project. So, you know MIT, right? I mean, I no need to advertise about them. So they are also using GCP and Azure. So I have seen combination of Azure and GCP together. Some people, it's a hybrid. So for storage, they're using GCP, and for LLM, they're using GPT-4. Right. So what I'm trying to tell you is GCP and Azure. If you're going with GenAI, I think this too, any one of this, you can learn at an advanced level. And that is again very important. So stick to one platform. Why this Google, the transformer architecture, the contribution to Google can never be ignored. The entire thing that you see today is because of transformer, right? If you will go through detail, you will understand. Transformer is the main concept, attention you all need. So the transformer, who has contributed transformer to the society? Google has created the transformer concept, and after Google paper is released, the entire OpenAI and everyone started building LLM applications. But back, if you see what is the algorithm they are using is transformer, right? So yes, there are variations. Some are using encoders only, decoders only, both, but the logic is transformer logic, right? And that is given by Google. So if in a long run, I think AI deep mind team is there, and they are investing huge. Microsoft and Google, they're investing huge in terms of AI. So I think Amazon is far away in that space, especially in AI. So you can go with AWS, no problem. SageMaker is really nice for ML, but in GenAI, I think in today's date, I don't know the future. It's very unpredictable, but in 2024-25, I think it's a green flag for Azure and GCP. Anyone you can pick and learn. So if you are using GenAI, obviously for other AI stack also, you will use the same platform, right? And one more advantage is cheaper. So see, one is easier and cheaper. That's the reason, again, Google is little bit rapidly gaining the market shares as compared to Azure. Azure is nice, but costly. Google, if you go for fine tuning, if you rent servers, as compared to you go and check Google, you search, GCP is cheaper as compared to Azure and easier. You just can do everything with your Google account, and we know all we have like Gmail account and all that. The process is same, but I think you can choose any one of it. Both are good. Microsoft has OpenAI partnership, and I think they have their own model. So why Microsoft again? Google is fine, but Microsoft has not only these LLM models. Yes, they have their own LLM models like Copilot. Lot of the companies are using Copilot, and we are using Microsoft products, Teams, and all that, right? So there's a high probability that company will go with Azure because of this, because they're already a partner of Microsoft. And the second thing is, they are not only giving us LLM models, but they are also building agentic framework. So Microsoft has AutoGen, which is agentic framework, which is competing with Crew AI. And nowadays, Gen AI, the craze is like the trend is agents, and Microsoft already has a product, AutoGen. So that's the reason. So there are a lot of reasons. So what I'm trying to tell you is, in the race, I think either Microsoft will win or Google, or they will compete. Amazon is far away, so they don't have anything which is competitive enough with these two tools. So that's the reason I think people will go with Azure and GCP. That's startups and mostly academia. Like cost is a constraint, then people will go with GCP. But companies like big brands, they, for example, HP, they have partnership with Microsoft. and they directly go with Azure. So it's a strict principle, like you have to use Azure. It doesn't matter, cost we can spend, we have money we can spend. So it depends on the company, right? If cost is not an issue, then I think Azure. So what I'm saying is everything is important end to end. You should know everything, then only you can survive, right? In AI world. It's not that easy, difficult. I mean, real world is very, and the problem is leadership team, they will not understand the technical difficulties. They will look up to you. Whatever you will tell, they will pass the same message to their leaders, right? So you have to think what is the budget and what is the, so how you will know everything if you don't know end to end. That's the reason I'm saying, I mean, you learn from me or you learn from anywhere, that doesn't matter, but you should actually learn everything if you are learning. Otherwise, you don't learn. You skip. Learning half is not going to help you anywhere. You will just understand the terms. That's it. You cannot really contribute, right? Either you learn everything or you don't learn anything, just learn the terms. What is this? What is that? What is deep learning? What is machine learning? I think theoretically you learn so that you will understand. But if you really want to code and contribute, I think you have to learn end to end. Otherwise, it cannot be an application, right? So think about a product point of view, not learning or course. If you build an AI product today, everyone is focusing on product, not only POCs, right? So if you build a product today, what all things you need to learn? You need to deploy. So you need to know cloud knowledge. You need to train. So you need to learn ML and DL concept. You sometimes can use pre-trained model. So you have to know Gen AI concept. Then you have to test. Otherwise, how you will take it to deployment? You need to learn evaluation concept, how to evaluate. So this is the entire thing, entire stack. I talked a lot, but I think it clarifies your doubt, right, Madhu? So the real time is, yes, technical knowledge. Okay, this question, you don't need any technical. You need a lot of technical knowledge. Gen AI is full of technical. And it is very advanced than what you see here. In ML, it is even easier. You need a high level of technical knowledge, and that will be covered, right? So deep learning you need. And algorithm I will cover in the class. Deep learning from scratch I will cover, right? It's not a prompt engineering course only, right? It's a complete Gen AI application you will build. So, I mean, we really don't need anything from machine learning side to build Gen AI application. Every algorithm that the LLM models or the image models are using are deep learning models. Is it clear, Madhu? So we need to learn deep learning, not ML, in Gen AI codes, which I will cover from scratch, whatever is necessary, right? In deep learning also, it is vast. We don't need everything. So in deep learning, we need generative models. Generative models, 3 algorithms we need. One is your GAN networks, generative adversarial networks. One you need is VAE, mostly encoder decoders, and then we need transformer. So these are the heavily used algorithms behind every LLM application, so which we need to learn. Transformer logic or theory we will learn, and GAN networks end to end we will build application from scratch. So all the technical things will be covered in the Gen AI. That's the core. Otherwise, if I just remove the deep learning course, the course I can complete in 1 month, because nothing much. The cream of Gen AI course is deep learning. The rest all is easy actually. I mean, you really don't need, anyone can understand. I mean, it's prompt engineering and framework, LangChain and also those are very simple. So I think the most difficult part is deep learning in Gen AI. Rest all is easy. You can understand. Okay. And the Gen AI course is very, every 5 months you need to update. That's the problem, because a lot of things are changing there. Right. So anyway, I'm planning to upload all the recent every new course I take, whatever is the recent changes I have made, I will upload in one folder, right, which will be shared to everyone, so you will get up-to-date content. Okay, fine. So a lot of talking, but I think this answers your questions. Before you jump into any, now later you will blame me, right? When you go for interview, you will realize they're asking everything end to end. And okay, fine. So what you can do is maybe you can go through these core Python concepts when you connect on Monday's class. Quickly, I'll take you through the data structure part, maybe one class only, list, tuple, set, dictionary. The data structure part I will take you through, but the detailed video is available on the drive. Every data structure is 1 hour video, list is 1 hour, dictionary, complete detail you will find from the recording. And
Provide the link of the drive. Yesterday I did not join, so I don't know.
the link of the recording of Python will be uploaded on the drive. Once your enrollment is confirmed, drive will be created on this weekend. And I will upload all the things on the drive because it's a huge 5-7 hours of videos, right? Or more than that actually. So I will upload on the drive directly, right? The Python recordings. So you'll get it on your drive. And what about this thing? The pandas part, we will start from Tuesday onwards. Okay. So let's connect on Monday then, and we will stick to Monday to Friday weekdays, right? As we discussed.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Let's connect on Monday.
Thank you.